Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week we have lots to talk about, as always. And later we will be joined by our new bestie, Kay Iwancio, author and fellow baseball lover, who is going to talk all about her new book. And we are going to talk all about her favorite team, the Philadelphia Phillies. But as always, if there's anything you want us to talk about here on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes. All right, Glovelies, let's kick things off as always with our Pookies of the week. Melissa, who's your Pookie of the week?
My Pookie of the week this week is going to be Ernie Clement from the Toronto Blue Jays. He quickly became one of my new MLB crushes during the 2025 postseason when I was watching him during the World Series. He seems to have such a great sense of humor, and his eyes are just pretty. Like, you can see them on the TV across the field.
Gorgeous. You can see them from space.
God, yes. He is definitely like the stuff that baseball romance book boyfriends are made of.
Yeah, he has what I'm going to refer to as sparkly anime eyes.
Yes, he does.
That's very him.
But his attractiveness aside, of course, he's also a very solid player. He broke the record for the most hits in the offseason with 30 hits, which is very impressive. Every time he came up to the plate during Game 7, you kind of got the sense of comfort because you knew the chances of him getting a hit were so high. And then his interview after their loss, where he was talked about crying for over an hour. He's sensitive too. Congrats, Ernie. You just earned a spot. I'm like a new bandwagon fan of yours. I love you.
Amazing. So it's so interesting that you chose a Pookie from the Blue Jays because my Pookie is a Dodger. So we both chose World Series Pookies, which I think was very fun. So my Pookie this week is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers and 2025 World Series MVP. I don't know if you guys watched any of the World Series out there in Spotify land, any of our listeners, but Yoshi absolutely slayed the World Series this year. He took wins for Game 2, Game 6, and Game 7. Game 2, he pitched a complete game. Game 6, he pitched 6 innings, and he only allowed 1 run. And then the next day in Game 7, he came in as a reliever and pitched 2 2/3. So overall for the postseason, he had a 1.02 ERA, was without a doubt one of the strongest pitchers, not just of the postseason, but of the entire 2025 MLB season. We have also mentioned him previously on the pod when we talked about the Orioles walk-off win on 21-31 night, because that just happened to be the night that Yoshi almost threw a no-hitter. Not quite, almost. Altogether, that is definitely something that will go down in history. He is an incredibly dynamic player, big goofball, just like all the other Dodgers. So congrats to the Dodgers, our World Series champs. Huge congrats to Yoshi, the MVP. And you are also my Pookie of the week.
I love it. Love how we went World Series. People.
Very World Series of us. Okay, Glovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week? Let us know in the comments and be sure to tag your Pookie if you can. All right, Glovelies, we have a very, very exciting guest with us today. Today we are joined by Kay Iwancio, who you might know as the author of Nailed at Home Plate, the viral romance novel sensation centered around an exhibition baseball team called the Phillies Sillies, based on, obviously, the beloved banana ball teams that we know and love today. Welcome, Kay. We are so glad to have you here.
Yay! Hi, guys. Oh, my gosh. I'm so excited to be here. And viral. My heart started to sing. I'm like, oh, viral. Thank you.
It is, though. That's how I knew about it. That's how I found out about your book. All these reels kept popping up with that book. When I saw the party animals reading it, I was like, oh, I have to read this book. It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty mind-boggling that every time I've met them, they're like, oh, I know this book. I'm like, yes, awesome.
That is so cool. Oh, my God. I can't wait to talk more about that. Oh,
yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, Kay, I have to know. So we just talked about our Pookies of the week. Do you have a Pookie of the week this week?
Well, okay. So you guys did World Series. So I'll do my World Series guy, which Kike Hernandez. I don't know if you have all seen the viral video of him like double fisting popsicles in the
Yes.
dugout over the summer.
Yes.
But I was like,
Yes.
that's it. Signed, dotted line. Kike, you are the love of my life right now.
Oh my gosh.
So
We
yeah,
actually
he
talked
is.
about that at one point in one of our previous episodes.
And he was just like such a kid with it. He was like, look, I got 2 popsicles.
Anytime I see any type of reel of him like twerking in the dugout, I'm like
100% my brand.
automatic double tap.
Yes, he's the best.
Okay, so Kay, we're obviously going to get into some talk about your book a little bit later in the show. But first, I would love to talk to you about the Philadelphia Phillies, which are your favorite team. And then I'm going to give you a rapid fire quiz so that our listeners can get to know you a little bit better. And then obviously later we'll dive all into the Philly Sillies and we will talk about Nailed at Home Plate as well as your new book. Does that sound good to you?
That's awesome.
Okay,
Super
cool.
exciting. So, one of the things that we have kind of wanted to start doing is obviously we're very big on the Orioles and we're Orioles fans. So we're trying to expand our horizons into other teams. So we want you to educate us about the Phillies tonight. So let's ask this. What got you into the Philadelphia Phillies?
So I was born and raised in Philadelphia. My dad was a diehard Philadelphia sports fan. So every time there was a Flyers game, Sixers, Eagles, Phillies game on, he had to either listen to it on the radio or watch TV. And that was during the days when there was like one TV in the house. So we were all subjected to this. Even though I wasn't really totally paying attention, I still know some of the old players like Nolan Ryan and, Darren Dykstra. And I kind of started there. So I'm always, a Philly sports fan. But so in the last few years, I kind of made it my goal to sit and watch any of the Philadelphia sports teams if they make it to the championships or, the playoffs or whatever. So back in 2022, Philadelphia made their underdog run to the World Series. I was watching that. And then 2023, they made another run. And then I was like, oh, who's that guy? He's really cute.
Isn't that how it always starts?
Yeah,
how it always starts.
This is so bad. So all I knew was his number.
I love it.
I kind of started to watch a little bit, but I was probably late May. I started to watch here and there Phillies games. And then I started seeing people asking for a Savannah Bananas romance. And I'm like, well, crap, that's baseball. But hey, it's baseball season.
Yeah.
So let me just, keep watching these games. And yeah, now I'm a diehard fan. So it went from 0 to 1,000 very quickly.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. That's kind of what happened to me too. I was watching, my husband had the game on one night and all of a sudden I saw James McCann behind the plate. Yep. And I was like, who's that? He is hot. And that's kind of how I got into Orioles baseball.
Melissa has James McCann and then I have Ryan O'Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
Those are like our dudes.
We all have at least one dude on these teams.
So you said you've been a fan for life, but you're just recently, kind of you're
re-embracing your fandom.
Yeah, revived your fandom. That's the word I was looking for. So what is it you love the most about the Phillies?
Just to watch them interact with each other in the dugout, on the field, just the pure boyhood excitement for the game. You could tell that they were having fun. Mm-hmm. And that was just so magical. And it's just fun to watch them because they have such big personalities. And most people will say that baseball is probably one of the most boring sports. But if you sit really watch the guys interact with each other, they have the biggest personalities. Mm-hmm. And it's so much fun to watch and see them come out. And then you really get to look for those players. I'm talk about Kike Hernandez. He has a gigantic personality.
Oh yeah.
I feel like even the players who I'm going to use the word demure for lack of a better term, even the players who are a little bit more demure, I feel like the bigger personalities on the team and the camaraderie that they create with each other kind of brings out, the silly in the more demure players.
Oh, for sure. Or they drop these truth bombs that you're like, who knew you were so intellectual? Because Nick Castellanos is very well known for dropping these whoa, that was really deep, dude. And he is so serious on the field. But when he's with his family, he's this really happy-go-lucky guy, but he's has 2 different personalities. It's wild.
He's such a serious player, but then in interviews, he's saying Scooby-Doo is a superhero.
with a straight face.
He's serious as a car accident.
Right.
Oh, winning.
We got another one on the Nick Castellanos train here.
Oh yeah.
So for this year, for the 2025 season, what was your biggest Philly sports highlight that you loved this year?
I'm sure everybody has seen the highlight of the City Connect night, Friday night, Nick Castellanos and JT Realmuto both sliding across home plate, like within seconds of each other.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was in June 2025 against the Mets, and I literally probably stood up and like screamed at the TV. I'm like, "Oh my god, did that just happen?"
That's so cool.
It was so cool to watch.
That's like
And
a little
then-
league moment where they catch up to each other.
right?
And they're going across the same
And like
time.
Nick is not known for running fast, and JT is all around awesome. So of course he caught up. So I was like, dude, like give that man time to breathe. But thanks for the 2 runs.
Oh my goodness. That's so
No
cool.
complaints. 10 out of 10.
I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. 10 out of 10.
Right. So, well, my second one, sorry in advance, but I was at this game, and it was Kyle Schwarber's 40th home run of the season, which was a grand slam, and it was against the Orioles.
I was about to say, and it was against us, wasn't it?
And then, of course, it has been the talk of the town, Kyle Schwarber's 4 home run game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, so, okay.
That was the Abbott Elementary night.
It
wasn't
was. It was so cool. Yeah, when they filmed the Abbott Elementary episode, so we got to see them in the cast in the stands and stuff. But like, it was also Harper had a home run, Realmuto had a home run, Kepler had a home run. It was like everybody gets a home run.
I love those nights.
It was I don't think I sat down the entire game because we were just like, oh my god.
So I do have one more question.
Absolutely.
Your rapid fire quiz. Who are your favorite player?
Okay. Well, I feel like I should crack my knuckles, but they won't crack. All right. Number 1, hands down. Number 10, catcher JT Realmuto. That's who I fell for first because he's like, who is that? He's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And
as Melissa would say, who dat?
Who dat?
He's awesome, and he's a free agent, and I'm literally dying on the inside. Like, please just let him retire in Philadelphia. That's all I want. Sign him to a 2 or 3 year contract. Just let him retire in Philly, and I will be a happy camper. I'm not ready to say goodbye yet.
No, I don't blame you. That's how I feel about Adley Rutschman. I was like,
I also like Bryson Stott. If you ever have time, please go and watch his commercials because you will die laughing. There's a reason that man plays baseball and is not an actor.
all right.
Is he wooden on camera?
Oh my god, he's so bad. He did a car dealership commercial, and it is so cringy, but you can't help but laugh because he's like this little kid trying to act, and it's not working out.
Oh, I love that when they do that. Gunner's that way too. Yeah. Gunnar Henderson's that way.
Oh yeah.
Like, what do I do?
Yeah. And he did a sub commercial, a hoagie commercial, and all he says is like, "Do you say free hoagies?"
Oh my god.
It's so bad. So you have to Google them because you will just die laughing.
Okay.
He's such a sweet guy, but it's so great. All right. He technically counts as a Phillies player because he was brought up twice, but Otto Kemp, he's like the newest heartthrob of the Philadelphia Phillies because he has that, that slutty little mustache going on thing. And he has tattoos like all up his leg that you can't see except until you go like see him warm up at the Iron Pigs. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's right. Otto has tattoos. That's so weird. So then I also really like Ranger Suarez is like my favorite pitcher. And of course, he's a free agent. That hurts every part of me.
I think the Orioles should just be on a mission to collect every pitcher with the last name Suarez. So that we could have a bullpen of just Suarez and Suarez and Suarez and Suarez and Suarez.
They're all known by their first initial letter. All right. And then my last one, I'm holding my breath with my friend who is a giant fan of his, but Harrison Bader.
I love Harrison Bader.
He loves Harrison Bader.
His curls are outrageous.
He's so Pookie. He's so baby girl.
He is, like the crop top, the pop in the gum. Like, sir, you are.
All right, Kay. So now that we've kind of talked to you a little bit about the Phillies, I actually feel pretty good about my top 5, Melissa. I don't know about you.
I'm feeling pretty good after this conversation, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions just so our Glovelies can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Yes. Go for it.
Okay. Perfect. Favorite sport?
Oh, baseball.
Favorite sports team?
Phillies.
Favorite current active athlete?
JT Realmuto.
Favorite color?
Blue.
How do you take your coffee?
With cream. That's it.
Perfect.
All right.
Favorite movie?
All right, Star Wars.
Okay. Love it. Favorite book?
Oh, man.
Yeah, we added this one just for you too, by the way.
Yeah.
Favorite book of 2025.
Ooh, okay.
Lights Out by Nevessa Allen.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, oh,
Josh
Josh
Hammond.
Hammond. Oh,
Forever book boyfriend. He is the biggest golden retriever puppy dog.
Favorite ballpark snack?
Oh, soft pretzels. Philly girl.
Love
nice.
it. Okay, if you played baseball, what would your walk-up song be?
Oh, somebody else asked me this. You know what? I still really like who runs the world girls. Beyonce.
Oh, okay. Good
That's a
one.
good one.
That's a
Yeah,
good
love
fire
that.
up episode.
Yeah.
Song. Yeah.
And last question, what is your favorite sports memory?
So I trying to see how much information I can divulge without giving away too many details. So a AAA player promised me a signed game ball, and he fulfilled that promise.
That's so nice.
It was very nice.
I love that.
So that was my first ever ball.
Ooh,
Freely
yeah.
given, not one that I had to pay for.
Yes. I love
Amazing.
it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Kay. And hopefully now our Glovelies know you a little bit better. So now I would love to get your thoughts on mine and Melissa's top 5 of the week, which is going to be our top 5 favorite Phillies players. We're going to go kind of like one by one, and then you are going to have to let us know your thoughts. Does that sound good?
Oh yes, let's go.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, Melissa, you want to start us off? What's your number 5?
Let's start off with my number 5. My number 5 was Harrison Bader.
Yes.
Because there were a couple reasons why I picked Harrison Bader. Obviously, Courtney, I know you've talked a lot about Harrison Bader, so he's like on my radar
Obviously.
already. And I love that whole Bader Tots thing. I love that. I love that he wears number 2 like our boy Gunner. And then he had an awesome batting average in the offseason. He was 500. I was like, all right, go Harrison Bader. So, but he was injured, right? He was injured in the postseason.
Yeah. Oh, the groin injury. Yes.
I didn't know it was a groin injury. Rush
the
this man to the
hamstring,
hospital
groin.
immediately.
Oh, trust.
Not his groin.
I had a
Heart's
front row seat
broken.
to a very terrible groin injury. I was like, oh.
My number 5 is Trey Turner, formerly of the Nats and also the Dodgers, but he was drafted by my Padres. He had great stats this season, and he's a really fun, dynamic player to watch. So Trey Turner is my number 5.
Man, his bat was so hot this year.
Oh, yeah.
Not the home runs, but man, he was getting those singles, those doubles like crazy. Yeah.
And it's small ball is where it's at.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He knew what he was supposed to be doing.
He's not my number 4. I picked Trey Turner as my number 4 because for that exact reason. He seemed to be his batting average was amazing for the season. So
Oh my gosh, yeah.
let's see, where's number 7 like Jackson Holiday. Oh,
Hey.
Look, I gotta draw the Orioles parallels. It's just
It's true. It's true. My number 4 was Bryce Harper, obviously formerly of the Nationals, but he's been with the Phillies for quite a few years now. Bryce Harper has an insane amount of talent, and I know that a lot of people think that he's really arrogant, and he has a reason to be because he's really good. And
Yes.
he's got great style, great swag, and he's always really fun to watch.
Yeah, he's been playing baseball for forever and was pulled in at 17, signed his first contract.
Yep.
Like, that dude is insane. Did not have the best year this year. So hopefully he, figures stuff out in the offseason and gets back to regular Bryce Harper because we still have him for quite a few more years.
Oh, yeah.
All right, my number 3 is Orion Kirkring. And
My
heart broke for him that last game. And that
it was so hard.
I felt so bad for him, but I said this last week. I love how the team just rallied around him after that happened, and they weren't blaming him. They were sticking up for him. I loved that. But also, he had a really good ERA this year.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love Orion. He is the biggest sweetheart. And every year, the Phillies do this women's clinic called Behind the Diamond, where you get to work with all the Phillies coaches and go behind the scenes. I got to sit in the freaking Phillies bullpen. It was amazing.
Ooh.
Got to walk on the field, got to run the bases. It was awesome. I actually got to go hit in the batting cages too inside the locker room. Oh my God. Wow. So every year they have a player player come out to talk and do a Q&A with the women that show up. And this year's was Orion Kirkgreen, and he was such a sweetheart.
Aww, he seems like he'd be so nice.
Yeah, he is so, so, so nice.
I kind of love him. I'm going to be paying more attention to him in this upcoming season.
Absolutely.
For sure. My number 3 was Castellanos. As we've mentioned before, he's so funny and he's great to interview. He's a family guy, like family man. He's a huge goofball. I also find the Castellano curse to be very funny because I'm a deeply unserious person. Do you know about this, Melissa?
No, this is me.
Okay, so for whatever reason, I don't know why, whenever the Phillies broadcast crew is like talking about something really sad or they're just like having like a solemn moment for whatever reason, Castellanos hits a home run.
Yeah,
wow.
it's usually after like somebody major dies.
Yeah, so it was like the big one was like, oh, they were having like a moment of silence for Queen Elizabeth, and they were talking about Queen Elizabeth and saying, oh, like, you know, the Queen has died, blah blah blah, and then
he's like,
and then they were like, and then Castellanos hits a home run, and they're like, and Castellanos hits one out to center. And that's gone. And then there was another one where the broadcaster had like said something defamatory about somebody or something, and he was like apologizing. He was apologizing on air.
I'm sure it was John Crook.
He was apologizing on air, and in the middle of his apology, he was like, you know, this is a big mistake, and I'm truly sorry, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to wear this headset again. And Castellanos blasts one out to left field, and it's gone.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And I just find that so deeply unserious, and I love it so much.
Yeah, it's definitely somebody famous dies is
Wow.
what it is. Yeah.
And they announce it on the air right there, and then he's like, boom.
Yeah, they usually bring it up in the broadcast, and like the next time he's at bat, he hits one out.
Yep.
It's so funny.
That's crazy. I wonder if
so yeah, you'll see like you'll see like the home run parlays go like skyrocket every time somebody dies, and they start taking parlays out on Castellanos hitting a home run in the next game.
I did not know that. See, educational. I'm learning things tonight.
It's so fun.
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day.
The Phillies lore is strong.
It's true. All right, Melissa, what's your number 2?
My number 2 was Bryce Harper because he was a former Nat. I did get to see him when he played for the Nats because I used to go to the games back then. So yeah, mine was Bryce Harper. We already talked about
Amazing.
Yeah.
Of course. My number 2 was Harrison Bader. Former Twins player, was traded this year at the deadline. Funny, charming, great style, cute, great butt, you know.
Just all
what's not to
all the
love?
boxes are checked. Absolutely.
Exactly. What's not to love?
Wears the tight baseball pants. Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
So love you, Harrison.
Yes, I love it.
All right, Melissa, who is your number 1?
My number 1 is definitely based on looks, and it is JT Realmuto. I
Holla.
hot. I did not realize until I had started talking to you back and forth about first coming on the podcast, and you mentioned him, and then I looked him up, and I was like, "Oh
yeah, welcome to the club."
I will be paying more attention when he comes.
Hopefully, he's still Philly. So,
Courtney, who's your number 1?
I think JT probably would have been my honorable mention if we did honorable mention for this, but my number 1 is Kyle Schwarber.
Mm-hmm.
Very talented, so funny, muscles. Come on.
He has the biggest heart of gold on that team.
Yes, and he just seems like such a sweet guy. I also loved watching him in the All-Star game, loved watching him in the home run derby. He freaking killed it in the home run derby. And
when he dropped to that knee, I was like, yes, Schwarber. Yes. He knew it was gone, and he knows every time, and it's so fun to watch him play because he knows as soon as that ball hits that bat, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's a magical experience.
Like JT, I'm definitely interested to see what happens to Schwarbs in the offseason.
We all are. Oh my God.
Yeah. I know that he's going to be a big player in the offseason trade rumor mill. So, Kyle, I love you.
Re-sign Kyle Schwarber.
There you go.
All right, Lovelies, what did you think about our top fives? Are there any players that we missed? Let us know who's your favorite Philadelphia Phillies player in the comments. And Lovelies, before we wrap up, as always, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own Melissa over at No Regrets Reader. So take it away, Melissa.
All right. I am so excited to talk with Kay about her book, Nailed at Home Plate. I'm going to keep my synopsis super, super short this week. I usually go into too much detail, but I'm going to keep it short this week so that we can get into some questions. But before I even kick off the synopsis, I just want to read directly off of Kay's For the Readers page that precedes chapter 1, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what you're in for. I love it. First of all, it says, this book was written for everyone who has ever fallen hard for the one on the field, the movie TV screen, or within the pages of a book. Here's your chance to feel what it's like for him to call you mine. Woo! Guys, that right there.
You're welcome.
Hot.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That whole page. I love that For the Readers page. But anyways, okay, quick book synopsis from my perspective. All right, so you have Jamie Reams. He is an MLB catcher. He's stuck in a rut. He's dealing with mediocre batting average after returning from the IL. And his manager's solution is, hey, let's send him down to the local entertainment league team, who is the Phillies. Jamie's less than thrilled to be demoted, and he also kind of lacks that charisma needed to entertain. So it kind of makes him a thorn in his choreographer Cadence's side. It seems like she has little patience for Jamie's lack of enthusiasm and comes down hard on him, but really what it's all about is she's had a crush on Jamie for years, and she's trying to stifle that huge celebrity crush so that she can work with him professionally. So you got a little coworker romance going on with this book. Oh,
Not this.
oh my God, girl.
Not the coworkers.
It's a coworker. Okay, so my first question is for you is, what was the moment that inspired you to write this book? Was it at a Phillies game? Were you attending a banana ball game? What made you say, oh, this is a great idea for a book?
Well, so since I'm also a reader, I like to sit in reader groups and, look for recommendations and stuff. And I saw spring of last year, everybody was asking for a Savannah Bananas romance book. And I was like, oh, I could do that. But it takes a little something to make it more Savannah Bananas oriented than baseball. So I really had to think outside the box of how could this be so quintessential, Savannah Bananas chaos. So I was trying to think of all these pairings and whatnot. And I was like, all right, well, my favorite position for a baseball player is a catcher. So I was like, okay, his is kind of obvious. But I really like a grumpy man. So to make him, grumpy and reluctant and stuff, that was kind of a need for this. And I was like, okay, so what person do the Savannah Bananas have that not a normal baseball team has? And it's the choreographer.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, yes, let's just see here, because he can't dance. So of course she's going to be like, dude, you need to figure out your nonsense. She's a little bit more bubbly and outgoing. And so it's a good clashing of the heads, banging the heads together, so to speak. I thought that would be a really kind of fun dynamic instead of doing a coach or, somebody from the PR team or a social media team, which has been done. They're all good. They're all amazing. But I really wanted to make it definitely trademark Savannah Bananas inspired, and choreographer just fit the bill so well.
Yes, you definitely made it unique, and I loved that.
I do also like that you have a character named Camden. I like to think that that's Baltimore inspired.
Okay,
is it?
So do you want to know the lore of their names?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So all of their last names are places I have lived or are very close to me.
That's so cool.
I love that.
Wow.
That
And then
so cool.
I did try to pick for first names. I tried to skew a little bit more baseball. So yes, Camden is after Camden Yards. So you are right. Camden, the Baltimore Orioles are my second favorite MLB team. So
okay.
So yeah, that's why I shouted out to the Baltimore Crabbies, because I'm like, oh, Baltimore, yes.
All right, so let me get back to my questions that I had, and I'm so distracted now. I'm so excited. Okay, so your Instagram has reels of the party animals, and the Savannah Banana is reading your book. And I've seen that like people ask them to actually sign the books too, which I think is kind of funny considering the fact that I don't know, they didn't write it, but I guess it's kind of about that a little bit. So I love that. But which players do you know for sure have read your book and who loved it the most?
Okay, so I forget their full name on Instagram, but her name's Vita, and she's the one that kind of started the snowballing thing. I was on vacation. Well, actually, I was at a book signing on vacation, and I get this message like 11 o'clock at night on Instagram. I get this DM saying, "Did you know the party animals have your book?" And I was like, what? So, and then she proceeds to send me a picture of Noah Fisher double fisting my books. I was like, okay, how did this happen? And she's like, oh, I go to a lot of banana ball games and I saw your book and I wanted to take this book to them. And then she proceeds to send me a video of a reaction of 4 of them looking at the books. And one's like, oh, this is an adult book. There's lots of F words in there.
Oh my God.
And Ryan Rodriguez's face he is just open mouth staring as he's flipping through the pages. And I was like peeing my pants laughing and screaming at the same time. Like the people in the next hotel room over were probably like, what is wrong with this woman? And I was like, oh my God, this is like absolutely insane. So of course I asked her, I'm like, is it okay if I use, this for my social media? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, totally. So that kind of started the snowball effect where people were taking it to banana ball games to get their guys' reactions because these were just so funny.
Oh yeah.
So I was dying, and then I started to get pictures from people with signatures all over the cover, on the inside of the cover, reporting like, oh, the guys, said something like, oh, this book again. And I was like, oh my God.
Just wait, there's more coming.
Like, okay, this is cool.
Oh, I wish Hallie were on because I did want to like point out too, because she's very into mascots. And I love that you made the mascot the Liberty Bell, and its name is Ding Dong. Very
my God.
Oh yeah, I love that.
That is so Hallie coded.
And Cadence is the FMC. Her best friend is actually the person behind the mascot, and she's gonna be in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I wish Hallie were here for that mascot.
Yeah, so it was like okay, because Philadelphia is very well known for their mascots, at least for the Philly Fanatic, because he is like just a classic guy, but then also Gritty, who is Nightmare Fuel. So they're both very well-known mascots. And I was like,
both sides of the coin.
Yeah, how do you top that, or like even like bring something to the table that can sit among the greats?
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what's Philly? Like, what can I do? Like, can I do a soft pretzel? I'm like, like, what about a freaking Liberty Bell?
That was brilliant.
I was like, oh man. I mean, I was already thinking of like how to manufacture the costume and everything. Like I have a whole thing. I actually know somebody who makes mascots for like college teams and stuff, and she actually has done stuff for Farty, who's the party animals mascot.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, I was like trying to pick her brain. I'm like, okay, how would I make this and stuff like that. So because there's reasons I need to know how the costume works for the next book. But yeah, and then I was like, he needs to come up with a really good name for this frickin' mascot. And I just kept thinking Ding Dong, like all the time, Ding Dong. Like the longer I sat on it, I'm like, oh yeah, it has to happen. It has to happen. And I called him the unhinged ex of Gritty.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us about this book. We're excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
all that insider info. Yeah, no, of course. I cannot wait to go to New Romantics this weekend and pick up a copy of Nailed at Home Plate. So, just really quickly, I would love to take a moment to shout out the amazing Kay Iwancio for joining us today. Kay, where can our listeners find your books if they would like to read them, and where can they find you to follow more of your content?
Okay, so I got to give a shout out to all my indie bookstores out there because they're amazing. I'm in a lot across the country, but if you do not see my books in their store, please reach out to them, and they can always reach out to me or order that way, and you can support a great indie bookstore. But if you do not have access to them, you can go to Amazon or my website, which is just kiwancio.com. And my socials are all the same. They're Iwancio Writes. So I'm on Threads, which is my most unhinged content. I'm also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Fantastic. New Romantics, for those of you who are not local to the Orlando area, New Romantics is a local small indie bookstore here in Orlando. It's in the Winter Park area for all of my Orlando baddie listeners that are listening right now. And it's also, the name is inspired by the Taylor Swift song. So there's lots of Taylor Swift things there. So my Swiftie listeners, hit up New Romantics in Winter Park, Florida. And now they have a bunch of Iwancio's books. So shout out New Romantics. Okay, amazing. Well, Glovelies, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank the incredible, incomparable Iwancio for joining us. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes. All right, last thing before we sign off, ladies. What are we looking forward to most in the world of baseball this week? Who do we hope has fun? Katie, you want to go first?
Please, Philadelphia, re-sign Kyle Schwarber and JT Romito.
Okay.
All right.
Short, sweet, and to the point. I love it.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, I'm going to be a Debbie Downer for a minute. So, this week, we, and when I say we, I mean the Major League Baseball fandom as a whole, got some kind of unfortunate news. This week, I hope the Vesia family is going to have a good week. I try to keep it light and upbeat, but as many of you know, this week we found out that Alex Vesia of the Los Angeles Dodgers, after he was called away during the postseason, the Dodgers put out a statement saying that he was handling a, quote, private family matter in their official statement. And this week, he and his wife shared that, unfortunately, they tragically lost their newborn daughter. I was still hoping for the best, but unfortunately, this week, we did all learn that sad news. So from all of us here at Glove Actually, we are sending our deepest condolences for peace and healing during an unimaginably difficult time for the Vesia family. You are all in our thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Sending our love out. Yes, absolutely.
Melissa, who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope that all the MLB players that are entering free agency have a good week. I'm sure this is a very stressful time, not knowing what your future holds for the upcoming season, who your team's going to be, which city you're going to end up living in, who your new managers and your new teammates are going to be. But whatever happens, it's meant to happen. Just try and enjoy the experience. And may there be teams out there fighting over your baseball brilliance. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Yes, Effie Trinket. All right, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Melissa.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.